What's up, guys? Welcome back to Can't Talk I'm Creating, podcast by creatives for creatives, your place behind Untitled Exports, Wave Change, the studio, everyone here. We're here today with Logan.
Yes, and I have a friend of mine, 701 Max, Canada marketing legend. I'll let him introduce himself.
701 Max, back to make an impact on another beautiful day. Lots of money always on the way. I'm here to pull up on my boy Logan and Can't Talk I'm Creating podcast. And we're here to talk. We're here to talk creative. Let's go.
Absolutely.
For sure.
We'll kick it off. What brings you to New York? You know, we don't usually only see each other in person 2 times, this being the second, so it's always a pleasure.
Yeah, no, 100%. Appreciate it, bro. So basically, my boy Ghost, he has an artist he's managing. Don't Call Me Lucky or Lucky, along those lines. Dope artist. They're throwing a little show. They're throwing a show tonight at SOB's in Manhattan. And I've been on Ghost because I see him going to these like networking events. He's at like label events and all these events. I'm like, bro, can I get an invitation?
Ghost is working hard.
He's working. And I'm like, bro, I asked him a few times and he never invited me. And he just came to me random. He's like, yo, bro, you've been telling me to bring you out. Like, I'm throwing this event. We're doing this. Like, come outside. I'm like, man, I just was doing some other shit. I'm like, bro, if I don't come, he's never going to invite me anywhere again.
That's what that should be.
Yeah, so I just was like, fuck, okay, I'm gonna come down. I'm going to pull up. So I'm here. And
what does the commute look like to get from Toronto to New York? Would you drive? What did you do?
So I actually live in Montreal now.
Oh, wow, nice.
So I moved from Toronto to Montreal about like a year, almost a year and a half ago.
What type of move is that? Is that like a far move? Is that like...
It's like 5 hours down the highway.
Oh, shit. Down south or north or west or...
East.
Oh, so you're closer to the water now, like closer to the sea.
Exactly. So I'm also closer to New York. So from Toronto, the drive is like around like 9-10 hours. From where I'm at now, it was 7 hours.
Oh, that's clean.
So we drove. I didn't really even spend too much money on gas.
Yeah.
So it was like a full tank and a half.
Yeah.
Got down here.
You drove the whole way? Or you guys broke the drive down?
No, I drove the whole way.
That'd be the same way. We went to West Virginia. We did 6 hours. I did every one of them. And then I did every one of them on the way back.
Yeah.
I don't know. If I'm in the car, I'd rather be driving it than sitting in it. You know, I get real restless when other people are driving, especially like I start to pay attention. You know, I would have merged into this. I end up getting stressed out. So I just prefer to just hop in that front seat. I'm not gonna sleep anyway, so I might as well be up driving.
Yeah, I feel the same way. Fam was napping on me a little bit on the road.
On the way back from West Virginia, I think everybody was asleep for the entire ride. 6 hours. Way up. Because we left at like 4 a.m. I think everybody was asleep until the second rest stop.
Man.
Everybody good to get their McDonald's run in, hash brown, you know.
Well, you always need that one person who's just up with you, like co-pilot, DJ,
rolling up,
GPS, roll the gas up.
Yeah,
I feel you, but yeah, man. So it was a cool trip. It wasn't too bad, you know. What I did notice though coming down here?
What?
In Canada, bro, on the highway, like everybody violates the speed limit.
Yeah,
like, everybody drives like 40 over. But when I got into New York, I noticed like there was hella state troopers all down the highway, and everybody was pretty much driving like 10 miles over the speed limit.
They'll grab you anything over the rule of thumb that we and this is not really just New York, but anywhere in the U.S. the like unwritten rule is like anywhere between 15, 10 over, they'll leave you be. But you get to 16, 17, 18, they gonna whoop you quick. And you get like a $300-$400 ticket. And then you want to know that sucks too? Is in New Jersey. Like New Jersey's the only state in the country with a point system. So for example, I got a driving without a license ticket in Massachusetts 4 years ago, and I've been paying $200 a year to restore my driving privileges since then. Because New Jersey will take my driving privileges away if I get a ticket in another state. That's just like ridiculous.
The point system's only in Jersey?
Yeah,
Because obviously I know what the point system. I didn't know that was just a Jersey
points
thing. I thought that was like a just United States thing.
Wow. No, you get, and then if you get a certain amount of points, like you could, like if you have a Massachusetts license, I never had one because I didn't have my license when I was in Massachusetts. But when I was in Massachusetts, you could get pulled over in California doing 300 miles an hour, and it's going to have nothing to do with your driving record in Massachusetts. New Jersey, you get a ticket for speeding in New Jersey, you get more than 8 points, they take your license away. So you can get your license taken away from something that has nothing to do with what you did in the home state, and that shit is like ridiculous. It's literally, they call it surcharges and points. And I've paid thousands of dollars for mistakes that I made before I was even a citizen of this state, before I even had a license in this state.
Man.
It's like they retroactively go look at all your tickets and
Wow.
assign points and shit. It's like ridiculous.
That's crazy. Yeah, we got demerit points up there too, but it just works differently. It doesn't transfer when you're in different regions and stuff.
Yeah, because
like that.
Canada goes by state too, right? A state or like.
Yeah, it's something similar. They call them provinces, but it's the same thing.
And then city in the province. What's the gas scene like in Canada? It's not legal like it is in some states here, or is it? Is it medicinal? Is it recreational? Like you still go to jail for having weed up there? What does it look like?
No, it's been legal for a long time. It was actually legal up here before it was down
Like
here.
to go to the store and buy it?
Yeah, they got
that's
dispensaries
crazy.
all over the place, and you can have up to an ounce on you without getting like in trouble for it.
Yeah, that movie, I don't know if you ever saw it, Kid Cannabis. The whole movie is
No.
about him going across the Canadian border to bring gas back.
No,
I didn't see that one.
Yeah, that's an old one.
Yeah, no, the gas scene in Canada is pretty lit. We got our own kind of, you know how like everybody in here they want to go to LA to get the best
Yeah.
weed.
Yeah.
So we got something similar. So the west coast of Canada is called British Columbia.
Yeah.
And then Vancouver
Oh, really?
has like a lot of really, really like everybody wants Vancouver weed.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Are they doing like the stupid not stupid because it's actually really creative, but are they doing the ridiculous packaging up there? Like the other day we had we have a guy that we buy weed from sometimes, and he pulled up and served us a bunch of DVDs. It was like,
Do you want to see them?
yeah.
You wanna grab it?
You should go-
Pull the
if you've
DVDs
never-
out.
If you've never seen this is gonna be eye opening because this is how the weed is like for the past like 6 months. This is what the weed looks like. You're literally gonna see it. It's like it's like triple X, like hot girls, but it looks like a porn DVD. But inside of it is weed, and you
What
can
the hell?
scan the thing, and it goes to fucking Pornhub. And then on top of that, they got like Mortal Kombat. It's Mochi Combat, and it's like a DVD, like a PS4 game.
Yeah.
And you open it up, and it's a CD sized weed container. Look.
I can't believe my ears right now.
Look at this. Look at Mochi Combat.
Hold on.
Blue checks squirt shot.
How much gas comes inside of here? What is this?
8.
A 8?
3.5.
Oh, they got the Oh nah! What the fuck?
Look at this one.
Oh
This
shit!
one is absurd. Like this one is like
blue check squirt shot.
Look at this shit.
No.
Y'all got White Castle up there?
Nah. Wow, that's the weed, bro. There's nothing like this in Canada.
Yeah, this is I think it's mostly like a rapper thing, you know what I mean? But this is like if you sell weed in like the United States, you know that if it ain't packaged like this, it's not selling anymore. Like Lil Uzi got his shit. This is a Lil Uzi one.
Especially heavy in New York, it
Uzios.
seems.
Uzios. This is like it's supposed to be like a cereal.
Yeah, there's a spoon inside with it.
Oh, I didn't even know that. Nah, that's crazy.
Yeah, they got crazy ones. They got the ones with the games.
Oh yeah, they have one that comes with they called it the Foom Boy,
Oh, and they got stickers.
and it was it's a Game Boy with weed, and it was like $100 eighth, and it came with a Game Boy that had a bunch of games loaded onto it.
My mind is blown. Fam.
That's how
You get, like,
it works
things
now.
with the weed now.
Never in my life. Nah, they're creative. Like in Canada right now, they just have like the packages with the zip in the top and just like regular shit. Like it's kind of like, for example, like you see how you have the weed
Just
inside
the
of this.
inside bag.
Yeah, like shit like this.
Is it die cut or are they all squares?
They have different ones.
Different shapes?
Yeah, they got like different ones. The most regular one is like the rectangle is similar,
Yeah.
the most like common. But no, these guys are going
No, these guys are different, bro. I
OD
need to
out
see
here.
the spoon
Like
in this thing.
marketing through the roof.
Nah, through the roof. Nah, this shit is crazy.
I can't believe
yo.
my eyes right now. Nah, we're not moving like that up
Nah,
there.
that shit is crazy, bro. But that's Sam, I was just curious because it's not I think you're our first guest born outside of the United States, even though
Okay.
Canada's right there. But
Yeah,
For sure.
We
Still.
neighbors.
yeah, exactly. So I guess segueing in, obviously, this is something that I've wanted to do for a while because I've always, we found each other through seeing our content. You see mine, I see yours,
Yep.
and we built a relationship. I think that we've done a lot of talking on this podcast about the trials and tribulations of being a music artist and trying to post content, but I don't think we've really had, because you're only our second guest that doesn't make and record music. Everybody else that we've had has been
nice.
like this guy Mike Rodriguez, who has he manages like Ken Stars and a bunch of influencers. We had him,
Okay.
but he's an older guy. He's not really he's on the content, but he's not like he doesn't do it like how we do it. Like he does it more just in his car, giving people a positive message. Whereas I feel like even what I showed you in the other room, some of your pieces of content, I feel like we are more content focused and content driven, whereas he's more driven by business results and shit because he's an older guy, he's got kids and shit like that. So with that being said, what do you think the most challenging part of being a content creator without that, like, doesn't, because like with the music, if you make content for your music, it's a pretty easy ask to expect somebody to leave Instagram and go add your music to their playlist if they like the song. But from our perspective, I feel like it's infinitely more difficult to actually convert a customer in the form of a paying client as opposed to a customer for a music artist is just a stream. What do you think the most challenging part for you has been to try and, yes, make meaningful content, but also focus on it actually bringing something back to you? Because that's something that I've been struggling with recently, is like I've been making these videos and like I don't feel like they're doing anything, you know what I mean? Like they're keeping my audience informed, they're letting my audience know that I'm still a thing, I'm here, but I couldn't tell you the last time that somebody came to me for business saying, oh, I found you on a reel. You know what I mean? Like, could you speak more to that? Does that spark any conversation?
For sure, bro. You know, I feel like we definitely have like different strengths when it comes to like, you know, like our business. I feel like with me, I've been kind of like, when it comes to like online business tools, right? That's kind of like what I've been focusing on a lot, and I can see you building this whole, you know, it's almost an empire you got going on out here, right? You have a lot of like, you're mixing it up with the local business with the online business skills, right?
Yeah.
So for me, one is gonna be like, because I'm gonna talk about the content more deeply, but just for a quick like preface before that, is you definitely need like at least a small kind of funnel, right? So I you use ManyChat?
No, I don't use any tools like that.
I
Because
think
I actually realized, not to jump in, but I think it's a good point to, I actually realized that I think that if I were to, and 2 years ago, this would have been the reverse, but I think that today, I would say that 1 out of every 10 people that walk through the store found me on the internet. I would say that 9 come from some type of referral from somebody that I've dealt with in the past. So I don't, like I used to just use my website, funnel it into the form, you know, contact people based on the form, but I don't, I think on my website, I don't even think I get inquiries anymore because I'm not running, like I'm not pointing people to it anymore. I'm pointing people, come here. You want to deal with me? Come here. You know what I mean? Come sit with me, talk to me, shake my hand, come look at the facility. If not, I'm really not beat. You know what I mean? Because like, I don't know, I really got sick of a lot of that internet shit because a lot of the times, like, and this is going on a tangent, but like, there's only so much that somebody like you and I can do for somebody when they're not in the same area as you. And it's tough because you can give somebody the master plan, like the plan of all plans. But if you're not there to execute it with them, like for example, you could tell somebody, yo, listen, you need to shoot 5 music videos, you need to get 5 open mics, you need to get, 10 pieces of supplemental content, you need to get an interview or 2. But then what happens is you have to, like, if they don't do it, you're stuck. Like you in your situation, and this is the situation that I was in, can't make money. And I was losing so much money just due to giving people plans that, all right, now what? I know that I need videos, but now what? And it's like, well,
execution.
You know what I mean? And that's why I brought him in, because now I would tell you at least 15, 20 people a month that I was just losing just because, my videographer didn't give me my video. Like, is that something that you deal with a lot?
So with the offerings that I have, when I deliver online, it doesn't really like those kind of things. It's not really part of like the services that I'm partaking in when I deliver them online. So I'm delivering pretty much online services to like online clients, So advertising stuff that we both do, running ads and stuff like that. Influencers, blog stuff.
Yeah.
We work a lot on that together. Twitter seeding.
I need to get more into that. You have that?
I have someone.
Should sidebar on that.
Yeah,
because I have a lot of people have been asking about that recently.
It's cool. Like, I like to repurpose them. It's not necessarily gonna get you the most reach on the actual tweet, but they look good on blog campaigns and stuff like that, right? But so I mostly deliver them to online services when I deal with people on an online basis. But in regards to the content, like what I've noticed works for me to actually converting people. One, obviously the little back end funnel. I don't really like my website. Also, like, it's mostly like almost like a resume, kind of similar to your Instagram page. It's not really necessarily driving traffic. You kind of have to kind of create like landing pages for specific things, right? And then I like to use ManyChat so it can put them down the through the process without them leaving their DM.
Oh, really? I didn't even know that.
Yeah, so like people comment a keyword on my post,
Yeah.
and then I can collect information. I can send them through a sign up process all
Really?
in the Instagram DMs. Yeah,
I've always wondered, like, if people are really actually reading all those comments with the name, or if there was some system that like identified it for you. I never knew
it's
that.
automation. Yeah,
Wow.
so you set up a ManyChat flow, and then someone will DM the keyword, and you set the flow up one time, and it delivers to everybody automatically. So if you
Damn.
get like 400 comments on a video, that's 400 potential people you're driving down that funnel, right?
And then good.
Yeah. So and then content wise, I feel like I've got the most sales, the most like conversions from content that actually like walks through the solution.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like from time to time, not from time to time, like I try and make my main focus content that kind of is almost like a mini course,
Mm-hmm.
and then another percent of my content I might just make something where I'm just kind of doing a rant video or just kind of getting in front of the mic and talking.
From my perspective, I think that's the one thing that you've done. Not the one thing, but I think it's one of the things that you've done really well is like those videos is like for lack of a better term, your content is ass and here's why. You know what I mean? You're not getting any views because of this, you know? And I think that catch line is really part of that strategy because that's what, when I had first seen you, I was like, damn, like this guy's talking some shit. Like, this is really like what I would tell somebody, you know what I mean? And that shit definitely helps.
Yeah, bro. And I did a lot of research about content. I took courses and I took a whole bunch of shit. But yeah, like conversion wise, like you're gonna sell the implementation.
Yeah.
Right. So then give away the entire strategy. Right. And then they're gonna be like, oh, let me go and do this. And they're gonna try and do it. And then they're gonna realize it's harder to execute than they thought. Then they're gonna come back and be like, hey Max, I need your help.
Yeah,
okay,
so you're selling them on basically like you said, the how to do it, but then actually doing it, people don't want to do it. So that's where
exactly.
Yeah.
So we're doing the execution together.
Yeah.
I'll give you the whole play. If you can run it by yourself, please do. But 9 times out of 10, they need assistance, and then they're like, "Oh, well, he gave me the play. He can help me do it."
Yeah.
Yeah, I think going on like you were saying, you're having a hard time with conversion content, Logan. I definitely think producing more content that is showing what you do, because you've even said it that a lot of people will come to you and they'll say, "I don't even know what you do based on your Instagram. Like, I want to work with you, but they don't know exactly what it is you do." And I think kind of what you're saying, putting more of the content, kind of showing the process of something, whether it is running an ad on something or what you do, showing more.
And that's kind of like the mission that you've been on with the behind the scenes videos too, like just giving people an inside look, which I think is integral to the sales process, which is what I always tell people when I meet them here is like, you want to know the one thing that's missing from the music industry? Window shopping. So normal everywhere else. If you buy a car, you're going to go look at 10 cars. You're going to test drive them. You're going to talk numbers, and nobody's going to harass you for a deposit. Every other industry, you want to hire a lawyer, you want to hire an accountant, you want to go to a doctor, you go to multiple, you talk to them, you tell them, what can I do for you, what can you do for me? In the music industry, most people is like, pay me now, my time is valuable. I need this much money, I have a lot of clients, I can't deal with this if you're not
demanding,
paying me. And it's like, bro, like, you got to really educate people and show them like, all right, yeah, cool. Like you think I could help you? I probably could, but here's how I'm going to help you. Let's talk about it. Go look at this video. This is what we're going to do exactly step by step, and giving people and like he's doing with our videos, like you want to book a video with us? Cool. Come see the space. Go watch one of our behind the scenes in the videos. Look at what it looks like. It's going to look the same for you as it did everybody else. And I think that's a big part of it is
Definitely.
that like when you were in, remember when everybody was in, I don't know, maybe this might be a US thing, but I feel like one core memory that's engraved in every kid that went to American school system's mind is like, show your work. You know what I mean? Like when you do your math equation, you can't just write the answer. You have to show how you got there or you don't get the same credit and score. I feel like that's part of what's missing from this industry is nobody wants to show the work. It's, pay me and I'm going to do this. Like, I can't tell you that. I'm not giving up my sauce. Like, how do you expect to succeed with that type of mentality, bro? Like, because I go with the mentality, like, I'll give you the sauce. I could give you a bottle of teriyaki sauce. That doesn't mean you know how to make chicken teriyaki.
Exactly, bro. These guys are coming like the artists now. Like, I see these guys, like some of these marketers, niggas, and like managers and stuff. Like, I see them ranting, talking about, since when did music artists not want to pay for promotion and pay professionals for marketing? And I'm like, bro, why? First of all, why are you mad at your clients? First of all, you must be doing something wrong. You're so pissed off. And number two, it's like, bro, if you really think about it, the music industry was never like this.
No.
These artists will go out, put your music out, they'll go do open mics, and then they'll get discovered. That's like the 90s, early 2000s. You like getting discovered by an A&R who's randomly in the crowd at your performance and shit, you know?
The only way you could get your music distributed was through an A&R. If not, you was selling CDs out of your trunk.
Exactly. So it was never really a time where a artist had to go themselves and approach a marketer and say, "Here's my money, market me." The label was doing that on their behalf, and
then it wasn't even. This was pre-internet, so marketing was like magazines, you know what I mean?
Posters,
like MTV, you know what I mean? Like that was it. Like posters, you know, flyers, shit like that. Like, I don't know. And on your point, like with these people, like that be mad at their clients. Like on top of that, like for me, I could never imagine going like this and screaming at this. like that's just so like I don't even like yelling on the phone. Like I could never imagine screaming at an inanimate object like an iPhone. Like I would just
and then
feel
watching the video back, watching it
literally happy as hell.
Yep, this is it.
Like people are gonna see this and they're gonna work with me, and it's like, well, people are gonna see that and think you're a fucking bozo.
Clown face emoji.
Nah, facts.
And the video I'm thinking about in my head, I'm not gonna say no names, but when I tell you the guy's face was scrunched up like this, and he was just so upset, I'm like, I can't believe my eyes right now, brother. Obviously, your business is struggling, and you're upset. You have no one to blame but yourself, bro.
Facts.
Like
you have no one to blame but how you handled your client relationships, because that's why people are angry at you. It's not because they're doing something wrong. It's because you're taking their money and you're not doing anything.
Literally.
I would estimate, we were talking about this 20 minutes ago, I would estimate that 8 out of every 10 artists that attempt to find a marketer get scammed before finding a good one.
And you know why I think that is too? I think because the scammers, their cold outreach game is on fleek.
Yes.
So before an artist even understands what marketing is to even seek out someone like us, they've already got 1,000 DMs.
Yep.
Oh, hey, I like your music. I can get you Spotify promo. And it's just cap, just fake bot shit. You know what it is.
That's what I always tell. Like, the number one rule of thumb with this shit that I tell people is if the person is reaching out to you and asking you to spend your money with them, run. Because I've never done it. I would have guessed that you've never DM'd somebody and asked them to spend money with you.
I haven't done it personally, but I put a VA on a job. I tried it out before, and it wasn't very fruitful, so I stopped.
It's just like, how are you going to... Like, I couldn't imagine how little business I'd have to be doing to have time to message random people and try and convince them to spend money with me.
I mean, that's like you said, the scammers have the best outreach because that's their whole business model is just always get new people. They're not trying to build a relationship and have you come back and spend more money. It's all right, I got your money, now I got to go find you and go find you. Like,
exactly,
it's completely transactional.
Yeah, 100%. We're focused on doing one to many because we got to leverage our time.
Exactly,
and it's longevity that way because you're never like you're constantly chasing down the new guy that doesn't know that you scammed somebody, and versus building these relationships. So after 10 years of good work, now you have steady clients that constantly come back and do good work.
And you know what else I noticed too? Some of the best scammers in this industry, their Instagram feed is filled up with celebrity photos, and they got like 5K. I went with Kanye. Hey, look at me with Lil Baby, Boss Man D-Lo.
My favorite be like when they post a picture like that, and like Boss Man D-Lo will be like fucking looking the other way,
mad as hell.
Like, you know what I mean? Like talking to somebody else, and it's like, bro, like. You posted that, gang? Like, like you could clearly tell he's not talking to you. Yeah, hit the promote button.
Instagram ad on that, John.
That shit is crazy. Let me ask you this: to get more into the music scene in Canada, are you like the only one, or are there like other people that like do what you do? Because like, for example, in New Jersey, there's like 2 or 3 other people that do what we do. There's one infamous one. That we call the Weird Office, you know what I mean? That's just how we refer to it. And they've burned through so many artists to the point where I believe that it has hurt the economy of music in general in New Jersey, because the artists are just so afraid. Because to your point, this company was doing the cold reach out thing, like, yo, we discovered your. They had it on like a whole different level.
It was a machine.
They literally made it look like it was an A&R to the point where they'd come you'd go meet, you'd go to the meeting, you'd sit there, you'd talk to the people, and then like at the very end, it'd be like, oh, and by the way, it's $1,000 to start with us. After they've already sold you the dream. And they were getting people left and right. I don't know how much you want to talk about it, but he was an employee over there for a long time.
Yeah, I was the videographer for that company.
They referred him one video, and we can cut this out. They referred him one video in 2.5 years, one paid video. He's been here with me for 7 months. We've done over 100 videos. 7 months.
Yeah.
Like
Life is looking
2.5
sweet right now.
years, one video. And it's like,
Yeah.
I like, so the question being, like, does that exist out there? Like, is there a scene of people like where the artists know, like, he's not really legit, but Max is, or are you like the only one that really publicly offers artist services to not only just Canadians, but to Canadians? Like, are you the only one?
So I think I'm the only one who's making content.
Yeah.
I think I'm the only one that's posting and kind of just pushing herself out there like that. A lot of people do tell me that. They're like, yo, I don't see no one else in the city doing what you're doing. But there's a few players in the city who like they're more so kind of tapped into the scene.
More so like that event you went to the other day. Like those seem like they were other creatives, like more so to do what he does. You know what I mean? And like
The people who were
producers,
speaking, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Because I feel like you were the only one up there talking any type of like marketing stuff. You know?
I was. The other people was like, yeah, one of them was a producer. Two of them were artists, but one of the artists had like their own kind of collective where
Yeah.
they kind of help people on the back end,
Yeah.
and then the other one was he has like a production company or something like that. Yeah.
Do you think that the lack of competition helps you find better clients up there, or do you think it? Because my thought is like I'm honestly drawn between like it could be your biggest advantage, but at the same time, since you're the one paving the way, the road in front of you is not like the road in front of me is paved. You know what I mean? Like I got a road that I can follow, and as long as I stay within the speed limit, follow the rules of the road, I can go all the way to California. You know what I mean? For lack of just analogies, you know what I mean? Whereas I feel like if you're in a situation where I can't tell from the outside looking in if being the person paving the way is easier because you can mold the community, or if you're finding yourself in situations where you're having trouble convincing people that this shit is a real thing because there's not all these people that have gone before you that people know, or this one scammed, or this one scammed, this one was legit, this one wasn't. Like, how do you feel about that?
Nah, you hit it on the head, bro. Honestly, the paving the way situation over there is definitely a real thing because most of my clients, that's why I do a lot of my business online.
Yeah.
And also why I'm actually shutting down the marketing agency. I'm starting up a whole different kind of model is because a lot of people don't really understand the benefits of certain things over there,
Yeah.
right? A lot of artists I get in Toronto, they kind of look at certain people, certain artists who came before them,
Yeah.
and like they try and like reverse engineer and pick apart.
And it's really only Drake, Nav, and Top 5.
No, there's a lot of artists. There's a
What
lot of
other
artists,
ones?
but for example, like the biggest, Drake, Tory Lanez,
Yeah. Oh, yeah, Tory
Nav,
Lanez too.
Party Next Door,
Oh,
The
wow.
Weeknd,
Oh, yeah.
Justin
yeah.
Bieber is not too far from
Yeah,
there,
that's
and then
true.
like on a more underground level, you got Top 5, Pressa,
Pressa too.
Doobie, YG, Jacques Cartier, Frié,
Damn, I gotta
Northside
do some homework. I
Benji,
never heard of any
There's-
of these
there-
people. Roadside Benji, I've heard of him.
Northside Benji, yeah.
Northside Benji. Did we do a campaign with him?
No, I
feel
never
like
worked with him
recognize
before.
his name.
Yeah, but there's a lot of people, there's a lot of artists who have situations and careers over there and stuff. But the like the upcoming artists and the more local artists who haven't really got to that level yet, I feel like they look at guys who they look up to
Mm-hmm.
and they try and reverse engineer and pick apart what they did,
Yeah.
and then whatever they can't see visually that
Yeah.
happened, they think, oh well, they never had to do that,
So why? Yeah.
and they don't really understand it because it's like it's still really fresh over there. Like
Yeah.
the music industry, like before Drake,
Yeah.
it was like it was not much.
I mean, a lot of those names that you just listed are products of Drake in one way, shape, or
oh,
another.
100%. 100%, bro. I'll tell you something. I come from Toronto. When Drake made it,
Yeah.
at first, a lot of people were hating on him because like his sound it wasn't really speaking to like the kind of life a lot of people were living
Yeah.
and going through. It was kind of like clean cut, and
Yeah.
everyone's like, yo, Drake, just whatever, They weren't really respecting it. But as time started going by, everybody was looking like,
I mean, the
wow.
results speak for themselves with that one.
Yeah, and then all the OGs, older heads in the city, even my dad was like, yo, Zeke, yo, if you put out some music, brother. Some music have come out today. It's Drake around the road. I'm like, oh, shit. All these guys, everyone's looking like, what's
Yeah.
going on? And everyone's like, yo, the light is on Toronto right now. And he put a battery in so much people's backs. Like, he put a whole wave through the entire city, and then it's been different ever since, because before him, like,
And he was pre-content.
pre-content. 100%.
So that's probably where a lot of those Drake doesn't post videos like that. Why do I have to do it?
Exactly.
And it's like, what do you even like? I wouldn't like. That's where I struggle sometimes, and that's why I struggle with online clients sometimes. Like, I don't even know what I would say to a person that said that to me on the phone. Like how disconnected are you from this industry to think that you can even compare yourself, number one, to the biggest artist in the world, and number two, to one that blew up 10 years ago before this existed?
Yeah, I don't understand it, but you know these guys have their own mentality. It's like
Yeah.
I don't even be trying to even like convince them anymore.
Yeah, you can.
Like I take the people who resonate with me, and that's why I realize honestly, bro, 80%, 85% of the artists that I work with are from the US.
I was just gonna ask you that, what
Right?
the percentage was.
Another 5-10% are from the UK, and then 5% are from Canada.
Wow.
And out of that 5% who's from Canada, most of them I'm working more like on a one-on-one basis.
Yeah.
It's not really like a client. It's more so like somebody who I'm trying to build something with long term.
Right. Somebody trying to help.
Yeah. So that's what's going on. It's definitely.
So you have artists right now that you're trying to like, because obviously, you know, even like I have a couple that I'm like that I wouldn't consider clients, that I would consider more of projects. You have a couple of those going on as well.
I got right now. I got two, and then
Nice.
I got one I'm thinking about starting.
Both Canadian or US
No,
one?
no, one of them's Canadian.
Nice.
You know, and the other one I'm thinking about starting is also Canadian, but we haven't fully dived deep in yet. We're kind of doing a trial run.
Yeah.
And then I got one in Atlanta.
So what do you look for when it comes? Is the Atlanta one the one that we work with?
Oh no, the one for YouTube?
Yeah.
Hell no.
Client, right?
Hell no. Hell no. Nah. It's I don't know if you seen. I post him a lot, like PM Forever. It's actually his merch.
Did you bring him
his
here?
merch.
Is that the one that you sent here? That you sent some guys to my office once from Canada.
Oh yeah, that was B-Rob. That was
okay.
B-Rob and
B-Rob ESTs or some shit like that.
yeah,
right?
yeah. He's
Yep,
a
yep,
super
yep, yep.
dope R&B artist from
Yep.
the city.
He had a song going viral at the time when he was over here. I haven't seen much of him since though.
Yeah, he's like he's still doing his thing. He's growing steadily.
Yeah.
You know, my girl had showed me his stuff on TikTok, and I was
Yeah.
like, oh, he's fire. He's from the city, dude. And I just kind of watched him from far.
Yeah.
And then I had some situations that I was dealing with where I could have plugged him in with a distro deal.
Yeah.
So then I kind of reached out to his management, and I met them at a hosting they had.
Yeah.
So they hit me when they're coming to New York. They're like, hey, I know you got connections. You know anybody? So I'm like, yeah, my dog Logan. Go to Untitled.
Yep. We had him over. They had a good time. This was before he was in.
Fire.
But now it's just we could do so much more. You know what I mean? That was one of the other things. Like my favorite parts of bringing him in is that like before, like it was kind of like I could do a lot, but it's all talk. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of action that has to take afterwards. Whereas now, like, yeah, come on up. You know what I mean? We can actually work on something tangible, something physical, a video. You know what I mean? We can create something together. So that way it's more it's less focused on the marketing specifically and more focused on actually building the artist's vision, which I've honestly got a lot more of an understanding of through working with a lot of the guys here. Is like all these artists have a vision and you have to respect it. You know what I mean? Like whether it's going to work, not work, that's not my problem. You know what I mean? We're just here to take an artist's vision and help them take it from point A to point B. If they can get some success in the meantime, then it's all the better for them. If not, then it was their plan to begin with. You know what I mean? Because to your point, like, how do you convince somebody, or how do you even tell somebody that they're like, because we know, because we do this, right? Like we really do this shit. We know if something's going to work or not going to work, but how do you explain to somebody else why you know it's not going to work? And that's like one of the biggest problems that we end up in is like, I know that's not going to work. Why? Well, I've done it before. Well, they're not me. My music is different. My shit speaks for itself. And it's like, well, and it's just like, that's one of the biggest problems that I have. And that's why I've done less and less and less online business and more meeting with people, sitting people here, talking about their plan, understanding what they want to do, because it's just like, I feel like the phone conversations sometimes just end up so like the artist just talks at you, you know what I mean? And it's hard to even get a word out sometimes because it's like a lot of artists too, they know in their mind, they know what, or they think they know what you can do for them. And they think they're going to use you as some puzzle piece to accomplish some goal. It doesn't work like that. You know what I mean? Different strokes for different folks. What works for you isn't going to work for him. It worked for Drake. It's not going to work for Top 5. What worked for Top 5 ain't going to work for B-Rob. You know what I mean? Like, it's not how that shit is. Everybody's journey is different. And especially in today's day and age, it's all the same shit. Yeah, content, platforms, interviews, content, platforms, interviews. But adding your own personal twang to it is what makes people successful, and adding it to be
1,000%.
relatable, you know?
100%,
That's just like the craziest
bro.
part.
I feel like, everything's a different kind of skill set. You know what I mean? And I feel like from where I'm coming from a position where it's like I live in Canada. I'm born in Canada. For me to be over here in the U.S., I get 6 months out of a year for free with no visa.
Yep.
But beyond that 6 months, if I overstay my welcome, they'll violate me, and then I can leave. They'll let me leave, but when I try and come back, they'll be like, "Hey, buddy, you overstayed last time."
Yeah.
So I know that I can only be out here so much, and majority of my business is coming from down here.
Yeah.
So it's a way where now, okay, I have no choice.
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say? That's why I was so heavy to be with the online content. And that's why I developed a lot of online skills, like for example, like sales calls.
Yeah.
You know, and being able to drive people to sales calls and being able to figure out how to convert them on the sales call and how to deal with rebuttals and how to deal with, overcome stuff like that. It's definitely a skill set, and if I was in a position right now to have something like this would be a leg up. This would be way more leverage.
Yeah.
But I'm not really having that leverage right now. So I got to figure out some other skill sets to be able to kind of shore up my what I'm lacking right now until the situation improves.
Would you, in a perfect world, everything that you want to happen happens tomorrow? Are you moving to the United States, or you want to be in Canada forever?
1,000% I'm moving. 1,000%.
What state?
I want to move to I probably move to Atlanta, bro. But if I had to pick a plan B, I'll go Houston.
Yep.
Yeah. Because, like, honestly, bro, I'm from Toronto. I don't know if you ever been.
Yeah, and one time on a flight, I stepped out. I think I told you about this with the 416 people, the one that they make clothes and stuff, and they took us around in some decommissioned tank before we went to Japan.
What the fuck?
He was driving. He took us to some area near the airport on the water. We smoked in some decommissioned tank, and they brought us back to the airport, and we went to Japan.
That's pretty crazy.
There for like
That's a
3
pretty
hours.
crazy story. So you didn't really experience Toronto at all?
No.
Just a tank.
No,
Just a tank.
Just a tank on the water. It was cold as shit. We
Yeah.
were smoking out of Swisher Sweets. I was like, I have not seen one of these in years. Must be is that a Canada thing? Or
Hell
is that a
no.
them thing?
That was a damn thing. Canada has been smoking backwards for a long, long time
Yeah.
before they were popular, and we were still smoking backwards.
Yeah.
But yeah. So Toronto is basically like everything I want to get away from in Toronto. Like New York is like that times 10.
Yeah.
Traffic,
Yeah.
congestion,
Yeah.
overly amount of people everywhere you go.
Yeah.
The city's an hour away from the city.
Yeah.
You trying to go? You're already in Toronto. You want to go somewhere else? Fucking hour.
Yeah.
You know, it's like shit like that. Like I'm tired of that shit, bro. So I want to go somewhere where the weather's nicer.
Yep.
The weather here is like just slightly better. It's not really much
a little
improvement.
bit.
It's slightly. It's not. You know what I mean? Like I'm trying to go. Yeah, I want to move to the south for sure.
Fire.
Yeah, bro.
Atlanta's a good state. I've been out there several times. Georgia, it's Georgia. Obviously Georgia's the state. But Georgia also has really, really, really lax gun laws, which I don't know if that influences your decision at all, but it's a lot easier to protect yourself in Atlanta than it is here. Here, the self-defense laws are like in this room, and I have my space designed like this on purpose, where if you've noticed in all of the rooms that you went in, there's only, with the exception of the content room, there's one way in and one way out, because New Jersey's self-defense law is that you have a duty to retreat if there's another exit. So I eliminated all my second exits, you know what I mean? And we carry firearms in the office, a firearm in the other room, and it's like, but we have the legal obligation to run. Whereas Atlanta, stand your ground state, somebody comes in your house at all, you do whatever you want. You don't get in trouble. And it's like, that's one of the biggest things and that differs in the States. Is it like that in Toronto? Is like, you can't have a gun in Canada, can you? It's not like here, like I just bought an AR-15 last week. I'm going to go pick it up. They're doing my background check. I'm going to pick it up in 2 days. How does that work there? Like if you woke up and you're like, yo, I want to buy a gun today. Is that even a thing you can do in Canada?
Yeah, you can buy guns, but it's just different. Like when you it's only for hunting purposes.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so you can buy a gun, and then if you want to go hunting, you can go hunting. But there's no no legal situation where you can buy a gun and shoot somebody to defend yourself.
So you live in Toronto. Toronto goon kicks your door in with an illegal firearm. You're just done. Like in the eyes of the law, you have to run away. That's it.
Yeah, you're just finished. There's people who have shot back and killed people in self-defense and shit. They still charge you with the gun. So even if they might not charge you with the murder, but they'll charge you with the gun.
What if it's a hunting rifle that you have for hunting purposes and it's in your gun safe and somebody kicks your door in, you take it out of your gun safe and shoot them with it? Is it the same thing?
I don't know. I never heard of a situation like that, but I do know when you have like your hunting guns and shit like that, you're supposed to whenever you have it, the bullets are supposed to be in a lockbox. You're not supposed to have them. It's not supposed to be loaded.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah.
Technically, although when you're in your house, it is what it is. But when you transport the firearm, the gun is in one box, the ammo has to be in another box, and they both have to be locked. But that's
Yeah.
really for road rage. So if you get pissed at somebody, you
Yeah.
can't like pull over real quick. Like you got to unlock box 1,
Exactly.
unlock box 2, load the magazine, and like the thought is that you'll start thinking about why this is a bad idea and give up before you actually use it.
Makes sense, I guess.
Well, that's crazy. I couldn't imagine that. Can't defend yourself is insane. But now, to the same point, is because of that, is it like, for example, if you were a thug and you wanted to get a gun, there's somebody that I could give you their phone number and you could go buy a gun right now for $300 under the table. Does that exist out there? Like, is it hard to get an illegal firearm? Or is it like here where it's just one call and you get money and you're done?
It's not hard. It's very expensive.
What do you know what a gun costs in Canada on the streets?
Like 5,000
Really?
Canadian.
Wow. Here, $300, somebody will sell you one.
Yeah.
They'll have a body on it. It's a hot gun.
Yeah.
You get one for $300.
No, it's expensive, bro. It used to be
crazy.
cheaper, but after, because all of them basically come from here.
Yeah.
So basically, after COVID happened and the border situation and all the like travel logistics and shit, all that illegal shit all went up. So
So I guess that means there's no handguns in Canada.
the only way you can get a handgun legally in Canada is if you're like a bodyguard. So you can't, even the hunting people, they can't buy handguns.
Yeah.
They can only buy like rifles and shit. There's no hunting.
Do the police carry firearms?
Yeah, they got guns.
Because I think in London, I think that you went there before. The police don't have guns, I heard.
I haven't been, but yeah, I heard the same shit. They only have like batons and shit.
Yeah, batons and stun guns.
Canada is not like that. Canada, the cops got guns, street dudes got guns. The legit people don't got guns.
Damn, that shit is crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, bro. That was going on, man. But I definitely want to move to I like that whole kind of vibe down south where it's like, cause I'm not from America, bro.
Right.
So if I move down to New York, I still got to figure out how to move, where not to go, where to go.
Yeah.
Little simple shit that you figure out. Yeah, when you move to a city, you know what I mean. And it's like, I don't want to move to a city and I don't really know how to move around yet.
Yeah.
And it's like, I know all these street dudes and all these criminals got guns. I'm the only person. I'd rather be somewhere where it's like, you know what I mean? Like, I got some in my pocket too. Don't play with me. Like, what the fuck?
That's Atlanta.
Yeah.
That's Atlanta, Texas, Florida, and that's maybe Arizona's like that, but really the big three for that, like for example, I have a license to own, I don't have a license to carry. So we're in my premises right now. I can have it here because I have a lease here. I can have it at my house because I have a lease there. It can't go to the supermarket with me. I can't carry it normally. It's not supposed to be in the trunk unless I'm transporting it from here to my house, the range to here. Like there's like a list of 3 places you can go. Your place of business, your house, and the range. That's the only place you're supposed to go with a firearm. So it's like, in Texas and in Florida, I can, with my New Jersey license to own a firearm, I can take my firearm to Florida and I can put it in my pocket and it's completely legal because there's no license to carry there. So as long as you legally own the firearm, you do whatever you want with it in Texas and Florida. And that's why a lot of people like moving down there, especially that have that same type of thing in mind. And that's why I think eventually, I think long term, like raising family, whenever I feel like doing that, I think it's going to be in one of those places just because it's I've seen too much of what people can do and what people can do when they have nothing and what people are willing to and what lines people are willing to cross. I've seen too much to just be able to sleep at night without like thinking about that type of shit. Like, you know what I mean? What if a goon comes and kicks my door in right now? You know what I mean? Like that's not
spooky, bro.
impossible, you know?
Yeah. I feel you, man.
That was a little bit of a tangent.
Yeah, let's get on a positive note, man. Let's get back to this creative talk.
Yeah, I one thing I've been thinking about lately, and I guess you guys could touch on it. I think it'd be good. Is artists having a large catalog. So what got me thinking about this was I found an artist on TikTok, random guy, small following, posted a song, I really liked it, and I was able to go search him, and he had a large catalog. So then the whole day I was just listening to his stuff. And now I know artists who I'm sure you guys hear it all the time. They almost feel like they're holding on to their songs. It's got to be perfect, and then they drop 3 songs a year or
nobody's gonna listen to it. I
need
more listeners.
I gotta wait until I have more people to drop this.
That don't make no sense.
That like the value of just whether it's a schedule and you're releasing a song every month or whatever it is, and your rollout plan, but building that large catalog because it might take 3 years for me to find that kid. That he's probably making music for however long. But then when people do find them, there's a large body of work to go consume. Like this mentality. I guess we could touch on that mentality of like, I gotta wait until it's people are watching to drop this thing, and then they drop like a song that's probably half the quality, or a whack song because they're sitting on waiting for people, or you have any perspective or any kind of thoughts on that almost hoarding mentality?
It doesn't make a lot of sense to me. I understand kind of the sentiment of it, because they might be watching videos by someone like me or Logan, and we'll be telling them how to do marketing shit, and they'll be like, oh man, I don't want to drop unless I can do that. But it's like, you got to look at your capabilities, right? And yes, you want to be intentional and strategic, but you also want to have a level of urgency where it's like, I don't have to do it perfectly. I'm going to do it the best of my ability, but it has to get done.
I'm going to do something.
Yeah. You know what I mean? And your catalog, and not having a binge-worthy catalog, like binge-worthy, I'm saying not necessarily quality. The quality is going to improve over time, but I just mean like people discover you, right? If someone actually likes what you got, they should be able to go down a bit of a rabbit hole,
correct,
and get that connection,
100%.
because that's how you're going to convert them, you know? So they put it out, man. The hard drive that they're sitting on, that's everything that they're missing, really, you know? Because another thing I like to tell people is like, okay, all that shit that you're waiting for before you get it, before you put the music out, you're in a better place to receive that and have that after the music is out. You know, you take the first step, you're going to get a little bit of something come back to you. Take another step, a little more is going to come back. And every time you take another step, you're going to get more stuff in return from outside, external. It's going to make you look more efficient, all that other stuff you were trying to get together. Yeah. You can't sit down with your hands under your fucking ass and wait for all the shit to come to you, and you're going to have a pocket full of shit in a perfect situation, perfect storm, and then go put your content out. Yeah. Stop wasting time.
I always tell people, not to cut you off, I always tell people, you gotta look at the shit like baseball. You want to hit home runs, you need a lot of at bats. You know what I mean? That's it. You can't sit here. Imagine if you were a baseball player, like with that guy Juan Soto that just got signed for like $800 million. You think Juan Soto is sitting there like, nah, I'm not gonna go up to bat this time because like I don't think the pitcher is gonna give me the right response. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, that motherfucker walks up to the plate and swings his hardest every single fucking time. And that's why he's successful. And these artists, they sit there and they think, well, if I drop it and nobody hears it, well, fucking drop again. And then if nobody hears it, drop again, and then drop again. And then to your point of understanding the sentiments of like, I get it. You spend time on this music. You might spend money creating the music. You don't want it to go out and get 5 streams. But how is that going to change if you just sit there and think, well, I can't drop it because nobody's going to listen to it? Well, all right, you could think like that, and 2 years could go by like that. You haven't dropped a single fucking song.
And that happens so often, bro.
So often. Or you could drop the shit. Nothing could happen. You could drop the next one. Nothing could happen. You could keep posting content, doing what you can to the best of your ability, instead of comparing it to somebody else's ability, or instead of trying to have the perfect storm. Do the best that you can and take a step in the right direction, because if not, you're going to snap your fingers. You're going to turn around. 6 months will have gone by. No new music, no new fans, no new opportunities, more bitching, blaming other people for why the shit didn't go your way. When you just need to drop the music. Take the music and put the music out, because I can guarantee you, you might put it out and nobody's going to hear it. That might happen, but I can guarantee you that if you don't put it out, nobody's going to hear it. I can promise you that. I'll bet you every dollar that I make in here for the rest of my life that if you don't release the music, nobody's going to hear it.
Yeah.
Why are you making it complicated? It's easy. You're sitting on the couch, looking at your phone, pick up the phone and call Everett's College right now.
Go on Indeed. If you're going to do all that, go on Indeed.com and get a job if you're going to do that, bro, because you need some direction in life. Because if you're just going to keep sitting here, wasting your money at the studio. I know artists are sitting on 500 songs. Yo, when you want to drop? I don't know, gang. I'm still trying to figure it out. Like, all right. You keep figuring it out, bro.
I be feeling like, bro, sometimes this shit comes with age, because I'm not old. I'm 28. How old are you, fam?
27.
27?
I'll be 28 in April.
Bro, yeah, I just turned 28 just now, too. Bro, I'm getting close to that 30 number, and I'm realizing, bro, we don't got forever.
Nah.
These little 21 somethings is like, oh no, I want to wait for some music, bro. If you're 21, maybe you might got a little time. If you're 29, bro, and I hear you talking like that, bro, I'm ending the call. Keep your money. We're done. We're done, because, bro, like, life is passing you by.
Mindset is too far gone.
Like, come on, man.
And I think, like you were saying, a lot, like, people are waiting for it has to be perfect. It has to be perfect. And I get it from the perspective of creating something. You want it to be perfect, but like chasing that perfect will, like you said, lead you to 2 years. At a certain point, you got to set some sort of deadline to yourself or something to just get it out. And I think there's a lot more valuable in dropping a song that's maybe 80% of your potential and building. And over time, like you said, it gets better over time. People grow with you versus nobody knows you, and then you make the perfect song. Yeah, people might hear that perfect song, but then they listen to the next song.
And then on top of that, perfect is in the eyes of the beholder. If I were to ask you what your favorite song was, I were to tell you what my favorite song is, he were to tell you what his is, and I were to ask him what his is, we'd get 4 different songs.
Easily.
So the idea
100%.
of perfect is different for the beholder. Your song is never going to be perfect because no matter how good you think it is, there's going to be somebody out there that loves it. There's going to be somebody out there that hates it. There's going to be somebody out there that feels indifferent about it. That's why you need to take as many at-bats as possible. You need to step up to this plate and swing as many times as you possibly can because you never know when the right record is going to resonate with the right people. For example, LLC4 just signed an artist a month and a half ago named A2P Fred. A2P Fred, you know, Street Juice TV? It's a blog from out here. A2P Fred, $40. Street Juice TV, 2 million views.
Wow.
Career started, $40 post.
Damn.
You
never know what's gonna happen.
Third song he ever released.
Damn. Out of here. Because he put it out.
You think if he was sitting there saying, "Oh nah, this song ain't right. This song I gotta make a," like, nah, bro, he would have still been playing it to this day. He wouldn't have signed that deal.
Yeah.
He wouldn't have that 2 million views, and then that 2 million views converted to the point where he's gonna do that song has already done 80,000 streams in the past, I think 7 or 8 days, and it's on pace to start doing 120,000 a week next week. And this is pre-marketing. So now we're sending him Creeping Through the Streets, Famous Animal. It's just going to continue to build because why? We teased the music and it worked. Disclaimer, it's not going to work like that for everybody, but he tried it and it worked. It might work for you. You might have to drop 15 songs. You might have to drop 2. You might have to drop 70. You might have to drop 286. You might have to drop 10.
Kind of going off the thing of it being perfect. If you like, you could drop 15 songs that you feel weren't perfect. Once one works, none of the other stuff, like you could have dropped a whack song right before it. Nobody cares. It doesn't. Good.
And on top of that, what you're saying is even that same song that they put out that they didn't want to get 5 streams, they got 5 streams. It can get more streams later.
Yeah.
So that other song that worked, now that's gonna go back in that old shit is gonna go.
That's the craziest. That's why I see the disconnect, because I look at it. It's almost like a snowball. Every song you drop, you might have only picked up one flake of snow, but when one takes, like you said, one from 3 years ago that has 5 streams could now take because there's eyes that wouldn't have got streams had you not had it out.
100%, bro.
It's like it's really crazy. I had such a great, amazing point that I was just gonna make, and I forgot it.
Going back to it like being perfect, like you said, it's the eyes of the beholder. We might all feel differently. I watch the same thing with artists. I know artists that are 3 years in holding on to songs, and they've changed the song 6 times now because they feel like, oh no, my style changed. I got to change the song. Drop the song and let the style change as you're dropping over time.
Put that shit out,
literally, bro.
What's your point?
And
I'm gonna forget again. I feel like one of the biggest problems that artists make is that they get so enthralled into the business of music and the industry of music and wanting to be something that they're not or that they aren't yet, that they forget what it feels like to be a fan of music. And that's one of my favorite parts about having these conversations with you, is that you just identified true fan behavior. How the fuck are you going to be a music artist? How are you going to sit there and argue with what he just said? He just told you that he was on TikTok, saw a sound that he liked, went on the person's page, and discovered a bunch of music that he liked because the artist had a big catalog. That's coming from the fan's mouth. Why are you going to argue with that? Why are you going to argue me down about why you need to be better with your drops and why you need to hold your music when a fan of music just fucking told you how he discovered somebody? What are we talking about? Why are you focusing so much on how to look like an artist and be like an artist that you're forgetting about the fan and what the fan wants? The fan wants music. It's like crazy.
All the artists who are doing that, think about your favorite artist how would you'd want them to drop? Oh, I'm waiting for the new Kendrick.
Like
I'm waiting
people
for the
get
new.
so
Mad as
deep
hell.
into this music shit that they forget about what it's like to be the fan.
I
They
like
get
that,
so
bro.
deep into being something that they're not and playing this character on Instagram that they see, because there's real industry and there's fake industry. There's the people that really do this shit, and there's the people that pretend and use the photos like this. There's two different types of things. This guy has never been in a boardroom. He's never signed a record label deal. Why are you listening to him? Why? Why are you not listening to a fan? Why are you trying to be something that you're not? Stop trying to make yourself and to look like this artist with this persona. And like, bro, just put the fucking music out. Like, put the fries in the bag, bro. Like, put the fucking music out and move on, bro.
I
Like,
feel like that's something else we gotta touch on, but I don't want to sit here and feel like we're talking shit about the artists and shit. But like, bro, that whole like cool guy vibe where they have this already built image that they don't want to like do
Taint.
shit.
They
it's
don't
like
wanna
that.
taint
It's
this
like
image.
that.
Yeah.
You ever seen the Drewski skit? You ever seen that Drewski skit? I'm
Which
gonna have
one?
to pull this one up because this shit is like
Yeah, let me
hilarious.
see.
This shit is like it embodies all of what we're talking about into one like skit, and it's actually like perfect.
It's crazy too, like bro, $40 post, bro.
Yeah, you can show me.
What the fuck? No. Zesty ass.
But it's like these people are trying to be this like mysterious artist, and it's like, bro,
Yeah,
like
they're
stop
protecting
it.
this like they're viewing themselves almost as Drake and protecting this image, but they
Yeah.
haven't built up this fan base. These people can be that mysterious because they've built up people who
Yeah.
are looking for their stuff.
Exactly. It's like it's talking about Drake. Drake said it's like these days fame is disconnected from excellence. They didn't even prove the excellence yet, but they're already trying to preserve an image when it's like your brand doesn't even have a following yet. And so what are we doing?
Yeah.
Who are we serving? The image you're keeping up for is for your peers.
It's-
It's not for your supporters. It's not for your fans. It's not for the people who's gonna pay you and give you a career. It's for the people you grew up with, went to school with, people you know or from around the way. And it's like,
Yeah, you're protecting the image. I mean,
what are we doing?
all you got to do is focus. Like, forget about everything. Just focus on the fans. Just think about you as a fan of your favorite artist and what you'd want to see from them and how, like, what would make you happy as a fan, and try to replicate that and how focus on building your fans. Like you said, those as an artist, that's I can help because I can do your videos. You guys can help because you can market. But the only thing that matters to an artist is building a fan, having fans, the people who care about your art.
And people just have the idea of how that works so backwards. It's like I feel like with the music industry too, it's such a interesting, different kind of place because so many people have been sold a dream
Yep.
before they get into it. So many people just want to chase the lifestyle. And it's like that is one of the main things that drive people to move in the wrong direction because they're coming from a place where they're not even doing it for the right reasons. It's like a lot of guys like I know personally, like growing up Toronto, my fault. Guys who literally just want to rap because they know it's gonna get them more girls, and they know
I
it's
see
gonna
that
do
all
X,
the
Y,
time.
Z, and then they have their intentions, what they want to do with the girls, get money with the girls, or put them in a strip club or whatever the fuck they want to do. But they're just like they want to rap because they know it's gonna bring them a buzz, it's gonna make them known and popular and cool and seen, and then they want to use that for all these other reasons and shit, And it's like, bro,
That's a lot of people rap because I feel like a lot of people, you know what, I've noticed a lot, and we might end up cutting this one out, but I've noticed a lot of people that choose to rap didn't have friends as a child, and it shows, you know what I mean? Like, a lot of people that chose to rap, you could tell just were never involved in a social circle before, and this is their social circle, so they don't know how to interact with people. They don't know how to have a community of people. They don't know how to post on Instagram because they just look at like, damn, I need some friends. Like, all right, I might as well join this music community. No different than if you were to start collecting sneakers or collecting cards, you know what I mean? Or playing fucking RuneScape, or I don't know what people do, but it's
I
like
see what you're saying.
some people look at this shit as like access to a community of people and a group of friends. And a lot of people, that's where they go wrong, is like, bro, this shit should be reserved for people that, or what I always tell people, and I guess to preface this, is that as an artist, you got to make a choice. I've made videos on this before, but are you going to be a hobbyist, or are you going to be a career musician? Because I'm quite certain they have it in Canada. I know, and I have friends whose fathers play in bands. They're not trying to get lit. They're not trying to get signed. They're having fun with the homies. They call it jamming. They're having fun with the homies, jamming on Friday night, making music, playing instruments, playing little dive bars, like having pure fun, but by no means do they think they're going to be the next Bruce Springsteen. I have much more respect for that than the guy that treats it the same way, but has the expectation that he's going to be Drake when he's only doing the music on the weekends, only dicking around with his homies, not spending any money on the shit, not building it into a real business, just sitting there rapping on the mic as if it's a hobby. If you're going to do that, be a hobbyist. Listen to the music in the car. Share that with your friends. Don't put that shit out and think that people are just going to discover it. Nobody's going to find your music through reverse osmosis. You have to put it out.
Yeah. No, we got a lot of that in the city, man. I think we got two types of those. The first type is going to be like your street dude who like thinks like, oh, like these guys are rapping about my life. I'm really like this. So they just want to rap because they just feel like they already have the persona, but they're not taking it serious, and the music's probably not even that good. And then the second part, especially in Toronto, I don't know if you guys have these out here, but it's like we have like a lot of government grants and stuff like that, and government programs that kind of want to build the industry and make it bigger than it is.
I wish they had
So
that.
they have like programs like Remix Program and Daniel Spectrum and all these music programs that kind of are trying to help the community and help people like start a career from like underserved communities and stuff like that, right? So a lot of the guys are in these programs. They're going to songwriting camps. They're taking meetings with like label panels who's giving them generic advice, and they're doing all this stuff, but they're barely putting out music. They're not posting consistently, and they're like, it's just like they're in that club of like, let's just all like mentally just masturbate and just talk about it, but not really be about it. You know what I mean?
That's
so
a
I
good
feel
one.
exactly what
Mentally
you're saying.
masturbate. Like that.
Yeah, they're just jerking off, just fucking we're fucking artists, man. But they're not really having no motion. They're not putting in the work.
No, because you know how much work this shit is? This shit is a lot of work, bro. Like a lot of real work. You know what I mean? Like hours in the studio, hours creating the content, hours editing your own content. Because this is another thing too that is a new issue that I've identified since bringing him in, is that like there are some clients that refuse to make a video on their phone. And you know that a healthy marketing strategy has stuff that's made on the phone, stuff that's made on the camera, platforms, interviews. It's a blend. You need the DIY day in the life stuff, and a lot of people refuse to do that shit because of how much work it takes. It takes no word of a lie. I would say from start to finish, 3 hours to make a 30-second video. To recap your day into a video, you're going to sit there editing it on CapCut for 3 hours. Counting the hour that you're going to go record everything, you're going to sit there for 2 hours trying to edit that shit. It's like a lot of people ain't going to do that shit. But at the same time, the people that are the ones that are going to succeed. And the people that put in the work are the ones that reap the benefit. It's the same reason why I've been able to do this. I don't know anybody else that's been in business successfully without taking a gap for 5 years straight, without having to take half a year off or take some time to do this or take some time to do that. And the only reason for that is that every day I'm thankful enough to not have a family that depends on me. I'm thankful enough to not have anybody that depends on me besides my team of people that are here. So the only thing I have to do is come here every day. And that's all I do. I'm here 7 o'clock in the morning, 7 days a week. I'm on like day 83 right now of being here without a single day off besides one Thanksgiving day, which but Thanksgiving, the day I was here at 7 in the morning. I celebrated on the Saturday, so I didn't even take the day off. I just didn't come here. But it's like, that's what separates me from the other people, is that I've never taken a break, and I don't want to take a break, because if I take a break, somebody's going to take my spot. And even though at this point, I don't think anybody's capable of taking my spot, it could still happen. You know what I mean?
Going off what you said about it being hard too, a big part that I've seen with it being hard isn't just the time making it, but you have to be consistent for it to matter. You can do the one day in the life, the phone video, you do it once, like, oh, I spent 3 hours doing this today, and drop it, but you have to have a system that you're able to, whether you only drop one of those a week, okay, but you need the consistency is almost more important, kind of like with releasing the music. If you need to cut the quality down from 100% to 80% so you can be consistent, so people can discover you, and then you can change it to 100% and drop slower. But the consistency is what I find a lot of people have a hard time, because I have friends who are artists who will complain about content, and then I'll see for a week, oh shit, they've been posting, they've been good, and then next week,
gone,
out of here,
disappear. It's like the consistency, being able to do it, because life is life. People have lives, people have stuff to do, and being able to sustain it and be consistent is, I find, to be one of the hard parts for the artists.
It is for sure, man. I mean, like Logan was saying, like right now he has nothing else tugging at him. This is his baby, and he's smart for that. Me, I got a baby for real. You know what I'm trying to say? And you gotta take care of the baby. You also gotta take care of the woman who's taking care of the baby as the man. You know what I'm trying to say? Got to keep a household up. A lot of these people
ain't men either, but we're not gonna get into that.
Yeah, we ain't gonna get into that.
A lot of absent fathers out here trying to be artists.
That's what I'm saying, man. So that's why they could do that, because they don't really check for their kids. Me, I'm a good daddy. You feel me? So
good dad gang.
It's telling you, good dad, happy dad. Not boys. Little Canada plug. Feel me? Well,
I always forget that
they're from Canada, like kind of going on that. Like obviously people have families and stuff, but I've seen a lot of artists they'll just add baggage. Sounds negative, but add baggage they don't need, or like run around chasing girls and chasing this and the holding. I got to be at the club and adding all this extra baggage that is wasting the time. Like you said, you only have. I've cut down, similar to you. I've cut down the only thing that I have that it expects of me is this. And obviously people have kids and lives, so it's a hard balance to find that.
You want to know another thing that I feel like is a big issue with this shit, and I think a reason why a lot of what you were saying happens is because a lot of these people, and a lot of people in general, not even just in the music industry, are not comfortable being alone. Take that. There's so many different ways you could assume that. Like, for example, I know some people that wouldn't even be comfortable eating a meal alone. Some people that can't smoke a blunt alone. Some people that can't just go create a video on their own. Can't take themselves to the office on their own. Some people that thrive on other people pulling them up. Like, nah, bro, you gotta do this. Like, nah, I'm tripping, bro. You right. Yeah. Some people can't self-motivate and tell themselves, no, I need to do this. They need another entity or another body to keep track of them because they're not comfortable being alone and they're not responsible adults. And I feel like that's a big part of it, is a lot of people will chase a lot of the shit that you're talking about and sign themselves up for responsibilities that they didn't necessarily want, purely based on the fact that they are, when it's at 10 o'clock at night and it's time to go to bed, they're anxious because they're alone. They feel like they should be with people. They feel like they should have more of a community or whatever. And a lot of people just can't be comfortable with the fact that they're alone.
You know what I realized? Like, because like me and you, right? Super go-getters, super leader energy, you know? Go do something, start something, and people come around us and come work on it. You know what I'm trying to say? So what I noticed when it comes to like certain times to be trying to give people advice and push people, I realized I'm like, you know what? I'm giving advice to be valid for myself, but not everybody really has that role. Not everybody wants that role. Not everybody's built for that role, you know? Some people are really built and more so like their personality is more optimized for being a supporting cast member and a team member, right? And they might need somebody who has a vision so they could kind of come and fit into that vision, right? And I had to realize there's nothing wrong with that, because I used to be trying to give, for example, my younger brother, right? I give him a lot of advice, right? And I'm pushing him. And I have certain people around me, I'm looking, I'm like, why? But then I realize it's like, some people, instead of trying to motivate them to like be this, maybe you should just get them a job. This is me talking to myself, you know? And I'm like, you know what? I think that would make more sense, because not everybody
can be a boss.
Yeah, and not even just that they can't. It's like they wouldn't even want to, or even, you know, that's not what their aspiration is. And then I also realized, like, sometimes we're always complaining in like, not everybody, I'm saying like me personally, and like people around me, we be like, bro, you want to be, he wants to do this, you want to do this, you want to do this, you want to do this. We all need each other. We're all trying to be the captain of our own ship. More time, we should probably just come in on one thing and make that, and then we could kind of branch out after.
Yeah,
you know, that was like
build a foundation.
Eye opener for me. Like, you know what? Maybe I shouldn't be trying to push him as hard and trying to go do that and go start up his own shit. But maybe he needs to be coming over here with me and we all locking together. You know, That's why I kind of
And I think that's honestly,
100%.
interestingly enough, why him and I work so well is because he has no interest in doing business. I have no interest in shooting videos. I'm not going to step on his toes. He's not going to step on mine. We're able to succeed together because I know that if I sell it, he can fulfill it. He knows that if I sell it, he can fulfill it, and that if he needs it sold, I can get it gone. And that's why it works, because he doesn't. And I don't. And it's crazy because like the way that the culture works, like me saying like, oh, he doesn't want to be a CEO, like that, like people would take that as insulting, but it's not.
Like,
not everybody wants to.
exactly.
Why would you realistically? Why would you want to be in charge of a bunch of people? Like why? Who in their right mind really wants that type of responsibility and thrives for it? Not everybody. I do.
everybody.
You might. He doesn't. He wants to make the what do you want to do?
I just want to make videos. I just want to make.
You see what I'm saying?
Make videos.
And
You know
bro,
what I mean?
that's
Like,
a
you
beautiful
ask
thing,
him
bro.
What his goal is, I want to make the best videos possible.
Because he knows
And
exactly
that's
what
it.
he wants.
It's not more than
It's
that.
cl-
It's not less than that.
And
It's
it makes him
whatever that
happy.
means.
I think it's partially ego in that people just hear CEO and they think, oh, I want to be the boss. I want people to look at me like the
Yeah.
boss. Do you understand what comes with being like when I learned creating this before you what it took to be a CEO? I was like, oh, this business is not gonna grow because I don't want to do that. So
Yeah.
it's gonna grow at my pace, and it's accepting that. And kind of like you were saying about like before I had this community of people here, I spent years trying to convince my hometown friends to just be a part of it. Let's do something, and it would be dope, yeah, dope, and then nothing, and I would get upset trying to get you like this thing, you should build this thing, and this is how you would build it,
and they don't do it, and you're like,
and then I get discouraged, and then learning now, like you said with your brother, my brother, me and him had a conversation, and basically be like, I don't want to create something, I just want to have a job where I can clock out, go home, cool. I was able to find a position here where he can come and just build sets for us. He can come here, do it.
He
clock
built
out.
the swing in the other room.
that's literally exactly what I'm saying. You know what I'm trying to say? Some people, they just want like.
That's actually a perfect example. Leland is the perfect example of that. He is content and happy coming here, doing his tasks, and he's a person loves to be alone.
bingo.
Totally comfortable.
Yeah.
You know
Doing
what
my
I mean?
tasks and all.
Give him his tasks. He do it on his own. He don't ask nobody unless he needs guidance on how do you want this done. He don't bother nobody. I walk out. I walk back in. The task is done. He collects his money. It's perfect.
And he's
Perfect.
making everything you guys built bigger, right? He's happy. He got a job. He gets to be here with you guys. You guys are all here building
He's not
something.
like, I want to
It's
be the
beautiful.
boss.
Yeah.
I made this.
And then,
Type
you
shit. You
said-
know what I mean?
Like you said,
Yeah.
we're building the ship. So then down the line, in 5 years, if he goes, I really like building, I want to start a company building. We now have a versus him just on his own waking up one day like, I'm going to start a company built. Like, there's a foundation now that we've built and people can expand once the ship is built.
Bro, that's such a major key. I feel like so artists, business owners, entrepreneurs, creatives, like what we just said is a super key because you're gonna have that vision and then be looking around yourself, trying to motivate people and push people. You're gonna want to help people, and then that gem we just gave right there is like, understand. Sometimes you just need to find a role for somebody. Maybe they have a talent, and you're like, go start a business with your talent. Maybe they should bring their talent to your business.
And that's how it worked out. You know how many like the rap rotations wall. The rap rotations wall was painted in 2021.
Yeah.
It was not used until 2024. Why? Because I was missing a piece of the puzzle. I have worked with 100 videographers. There are 2 that I click with. Him and his team, and Jake the shooter in LA.
Nice.
That's the only 2 people that I've ever worked with on a video and been like, this guy actually cares what the final product looked like. Everybody else, I just couldn't get down with it. So I'm like, damn, like, I need to hire somebody. I need to bring somebody into the team to do these videos. But like, I can't hire you. Like, you don't even want to do this. You know what I mean? And it's like, that's why when he called and he was like, yeah, I want to come in here. And even then, when he first came here, all it was going to be was he was going to rent a room from me. He was going to pay me X amount of dollars in rent. He was going to have a room, and I was going to give him one that I showed you, the one that's the storage room now. And I was just going to give him that room out of the kindness of my heart just for being here with us. You know, you get me a room that I can use, I'll give you a room you can use. And that was it. And then as time goes on, we talk more because we had known each other for a lot of years, but we didn't really like ever have conversations outside of, hey, man, how are you? You know, like, good. Like, hey, good to see you, man. We'll see you on the next one. You know, like that was it for years. And then we're starting to talk more and he's telling me more about his vision, his goals. And it's like, every time it was the same thing. Like, yeah, man, I just want to make great videos. Like, whatever gets me to that, I'm happy. And I was like, all right, well, this is interesting. I haven't really, the only person I really heard talk like this before is Jake in LA. The problem with Jake is that Jake is, I don't know if you've ever heard of him before, but he is very established. Like, shot for Eminem, he does all LL Cool J's videos. His minimum video price is like $30,000. You know what I mean? So it's just unaffordable. You know what I mean? But if I have 30,000, I mean, I actually take that back because I would probably do it in conjunction with us and him at this point because we've done a couple high budget videos of our own since then. But even at the beginning, it was all right, I'm going to use Corey and them for the cheaper work, the stuff that's not as big. And then anybody that comes to me with 5,000, 10,000 and up, I'll take them to LA and I'll make it work with Jake. You know what I mean? We'll do some type of run and gun. Now, as I'm learning with these guys, I'm seeing like, damn, like these guys just want to make great videos. This is all they care about. I'm seeing them, you know, I'm referring a client that has 200 followers that usually gets used and abused when I refer him to people. I'm seeing like, damn, like I'm looking at these guys. I'm like, damn, like they treating this guy better than I would. Like, and I treat people pretty damn good. Like, oh, you want some water? I'm like, damn, like these guys
Customer
really care
service
about the
A1.
craft.
That's
I'm like,
beautiful,
all
bro.
right, so like we gonna keep doing it. I'm referring some more business, so the referrals start to kick up. You know, we maybe did 2 in the first month he was here. Next month we did like 10. At the end of that month, he's like, hey, getting a little bogged down over here. You want to come help us out with some of the business? I'm like, all right, yeah, fuck it. Like, I could get behind this, and I got behind that shit, and you heard on the commercial, quadrupled the size of the team, 400% increase in sales in 6 months.
The magic is happening.
And it works because of
happening.
him and me, because I'm not trying to do his job. I'm not telling him at the video, and don't get me wrong, you know, you'll laugh because I have like, oh, do you think the little more light here? Like, I'll throw my little comments in here and there, but I'm not telling him how to shoot a video. I'm not telling him how to edit it. We had this conversation the other day, and I'm rambling at this point. We had this conversation the other day. He was like, yo, like, did you see that treatment I sent you? No, I don't look at the treatments you send me because I have complete trust in what you're sending me. I just send it to the client. If the client likes it and you like it, I like it. What am I looking at it for? Because I'm not trying to do his job. He's not asking me, yo, let me ask the client for the money. Like, no, that's my job. If I tell him the client's going to pay in 2 days, he's not like, let me talk to him myself. He's like, all right, bet, Logan, you got it. And we've been fine. I don't do his job. He doesn't do mine. That's why it works. And he's the only one, and his team, and the only people that I found that operate that. And even his team has complete and utter respect for him and what he does. His team, while they all have different skill sets, some are like, we got the one guy, Steve, who I think is a little bit better operating the camera. He's better editing. Jose is better lighting. Shay is good with the photos and the camera and the phone and everything. Eddie's kind of a jack of all trades right now. We got a couple other people that are more like contract workers, but like all those people, he says jump, they say how high. Not why, not when, not for what, not because this, not I don't feel like it right now. Like, they have complete and utter respect for his vision, and he has complete and utter respect for mine, and that's how it goes.
Yeah,
and it works, and it will not stop working because there's no ego.
Yeah, like I was gonna connect it back to what we were saying about like it's just how like people want to be the boss. When I started doing this, I could have easily seen like I can't ask you to do the business because I need people to see me as the boss. But by playing my role and letting somebody else handle that, I'm seeing more, I run this company that's successful. I create it, and it just makes the machine run. And like you said, it's ego. A lot of people can't be a part of a machine. Once that machine goes, everyone goes.
Exactly.
Everyone goes.
People don't even get the machine built because they want them to know I built the iPhone. Versus building Apple and having this company that now
literally, bro. It's like what's the point of us all doing our own thing and having a bunch of small little lifeboats, or we could all come together and we could build a motherfucking cruise ship.
Facts.
Let's build a cruise ship.
That's what I'm trying to do. That's what
I might ask Logan for a job next. Nigga, what's going on? I'm trying to come down to Untitled Export.
It's easy, bro. It's just at the end of the day, there's no ego, and at the other day too, I set the example. That's what I do. I'm setting the example. We don't have like hours. We don't have anything I do. They don't. They report here every day, but nobody's, yo, where are you at? Come now. It's like, nah, you're a man. I'm a man. I'm going to be here every day at 7 o'clock. So that way you got something to look up to. You're going to look at me every day and you're going to be like, all right, yeah, maybe one day we'll do it. You know, it's 4 o'clock. I should probably go to bed. You know what I mean? Because that's the thing with these guys is that the one The only thing that we have, I think, a little bit of trouble balancing is that they're on the 6 to 6 and I'm on the 6 to 6 the other way. You know what I mean? So like, there's been a couple times when I've come in and they've been leaving. You know what I mean? Like, or I'm leaving and they're coming in.
Oh, because they're editing. Editing is like a late night shit.
Exactly. You know, but it's like even then, I'm the boss. I'm the CEO. I'm gonna be here at 7 a.m. So that way y'all know that somebody's taking care of the. All right, yeah, I can sleep until. I don't think you sleep late. Steve sleeps late. I don't think you really sleep late anymore. But like, I could not come in until 11 or 12 o'clock, and I don't got to worry about the clients not getting answered until then. Because prior, if he were to take some time off and he were to have to sleep for a couple hours, guess who's answering the clients? Guess who's sending out the treatments? Guess who's collecting the money? You know what I mean? So it's like now he can come in, focus on his job, and have confidence, utter confidence that I'm gonna do mine to the T. And I don't think we've made we made one mistake early on where we accidentally deleted somebody's footage. But other than that, and I don't even know if it was an accident. I feel like it was because your computer malfunctioned. But other than that, we have not had a single misstep in 6 months. Nobody's delivery has been late. Nobody's not gotten their video. Nobody's complained. We've had no problems. Why? Because he does his job. I do mine, and nobody does each other's jobs, and it works. And more people should do shit like that. More people should sit there and what am I good at? I'm an artist. I'm good at rap. All right, bet. Who's good at marketing? Max, you're good at marketing? I want to hire you. How much is your rates? Whatever. What can you do for me? Whatever. Go all that good stuff. It's like people just want to do everything, and you can't.
People get into stuff probably for the wrong reasons.
Yeah, people want to rap because they want to be famous.
Yeah. They get into this because they want to do this.
Want to get hoes.
I'll start making.
They're trying to get some hoes, man.
You know, getting hoes is the worst thing that men can do. Getting hoes will ruin more business opportunities than anything else in the planet.
Y'all get y'all a wife, man.
Yeah,
get
man.
y'all a
Like,
wife,
stop
man.
fucking around with these hoes, man. These hoes ain't gonna do nothing for you.
Hoes ain't nothing. Hoes gonna extort you. That's what they're gonna do.
Hoes is gonna be on your ass.
For surely, man. That's fire, bro. You know, I gotta chop it up with you. I gotta pick your brain, bro. You know, I got a thing or two I can learn from you, bro. Everything you built here,
likewise.
bro. I really look up to it, bro. I really
appreciate that.
You know, I aspire to having some kind of similar one of these days. You know what I mean?
That's
Definitely want to chop it up with you.
The first one in Canada.
Yeah, we'll be the first, man. We'll be the biggest.
Exactly.
The biggest. The biggest.
Nah, that shit goes.
400%.